Slyways 100 here, man. Just want to try to get this video done as quick as possible. So, just a brief video about the fights that took place this weekend. A lot of marquee names in boxing. Start with Judah versus Garcia. I was at that fight, so let me start with that one. That was a great fight. I'm not gonna be repetitive, but I mean those are people that saying the fight, saying the fight. Judah for once put up a good fight to the end. You know, he wasn't just a 4 round fighter. This fight, he went through adversity, but he came back strong at the end. Overall, I pretty much knew Garcia was gonna win, as I made in my prediction. But like I also said, stylistically, this fight was a toss up stylistically, and either guy could win it. But I went with Garcia stopping him in the 10th, I believe. And Zab made it all the way to the end. So very, very proud of Zab. Very entertaining fight. Showed a lot of heart this fight. And, what a great fight Zab put up, man. What a great fight Zab put up. He kept his composure. He kept his focus. And he fought to the end. And that's what true champions do. They fight to the end. He showed a lot of heart. Danny Garcia, was using the straight right more now. I think he needs to stick to that, but Garcia needs to develop a consistent jab. He definitely will need that for future opponents. But it was a good fight. Good co-main event too. Peter Quillin took out Guerrero. Guerrero was hurt, but also gave a valiant effort, even though he eventually got stopped. Fernando Guerrero, he gave a valiant effort against Kid Chocolate. That was also an entertaining fight. My first time at the Barclays Center. It's a good arena. The Brooklyn Nets, they got a good home there, and I know a lot of boxing matches, especially with Golden Boy being made. So, I look forward to going back, and I know a lot of boxing history is going to be made at that new stadium in Brooklyn. Next, I say Chris Arreola versus Ernestine Sturvane. If I even got his name close to correct, but these is the big boys, the heavyweights, and what a bloody nightmare. Literally, man, the nightmare was bloody. Chris Arreola, you know how they say one shot can change a fight? Well, that one shot in the third round changed the fight. Broke his nose, and that dude's nose was leaking like a faucet. It kind of reminded me when Pacquiao hit Marquez. I think it might have been a straight left or a straight right, I don't know. And Marquez's nose was leaking bad, and Pacquiao just started making it rain on him in the corner. But Marquez is a lot more sharper of a fighter technical wise than Arreola, who can box, possesses boxing skills, but a lot of times he likes to brawl and fight off of emotion, fight with his heart. And against the right opponent, he can pay for that. So this guy Ernestine, I'm gonna call him Beware, because I'm not even sure of his name right now, if I even remember his name, but I think his nickname's Beware, so I'm gonna call him that. This guy put on a decent performance, showed decent boxing skills against Chris Arreola, who likes to brawl a lot. And he hurt him a few times in that fight and made a bloody mess of him, dismantled Chris Arreola's face. Arreola's face was intact, but he just had him bleeding, viciously from I believe over the left eye and the nose. So, I was fairly impressed with him. Stepping up to Klitschko, that's another league, man. That's another league. But I don't want to kill the guys' chances before the fight even begins. So I'll just leave it at that. But Klitschko's are in a league of their own. But hopefully he gets that fight. Gets paid well for it, and he trains hard, as I know he will, and he does. Is the best that he can do, and we'll see what happens. But who else fought? Julio Diaz and Mir King Khan. I don't know if Khan's an elite fighter anymore, man. I don't consider him an elite fighter, and I'll take it back to my prediction when he fought Garcia, and half the people thought I was crazy or thought I was just being biased because I'm from Philly. But I told you Khan's overrated, and his mistakes. He's with Virgil Hunter. The relationship is still fresh, but Khan's still making the same mistakes that I've seen him made in the past, and he's very flawed. Very flawed. But he's an entertaining fighter and he has a lot of heart. He's an entertaining fighter and he has a lot of heart. But Julio Diaz has obviously got experience. I'm not disrespecting him. He's an ex-champion. But if you're considering an elite fighter, this should have been a fight where Khan looked extremely good and probably should have stopped Diaz. But Diaz is no slouch either. Like I said, he's a two-time world champion for a reason. But didn't Kendall Holt, I remember a couple of months back maybe, or maybe it's been a year or so, Kendall Holt knocked out Diaz on Friday Night Fights. So you get the picture. Kendall Holt, a B-level fighter at best, B+. Khan, calling out for big names. You don't want to see Garcia get in a rematch. You damn sure ain't in Mayweather's ring. And I don't know why people can even consider this guy still an elite fighter. Just keeping it real. I think he's an entertaining fighter, but I don't see him going to the top. He'll get a chance probably getting to the top because of his name. He's definitely a name and he's got fans and followers, but I don't see him, really being what he once was expected to be. Just my opinion. But Khan's an entertaining fighter, and maybe he corrects some of those flaws, but I just think that he can't take a punch like that. He just a chin. Sometimes you can work on it, but you don't have it. You don't have it like that, And Khan doesn't have a chin like that, and on top of that, he's flawed. He doesn't correct the mistakes to not get hit like with these left hooks. His defense isn't like that. So it's like it's bad enough your chin ain't like that. You think you would be sharp on your defense, but he's not. At times he can be very careless, which makes him entertaining. When he lets his hands go. But Amir Khan's an entertaining fighter. It's always enjoyable watching him fight, But this fight in his hometown should have been the one where he put on a great show. Diaz damn near took the fight. What fight am I missing? Oh, last but not least, Sergio Martinez versus Martin Murray. I had my scorecard. I don't even have my phone on me right now because I scored it. I got the boxing app on my phone. My phone ain't on me right now, but I believe I scored it 116 to 113. That could be wrong, but whatever the case, whatever my final score was, I had Martin Murray up by 3 points. And let me just say, I didn't count the second knockdown because the referee didn't count the second knockdown. But that definitely, without a shot of doubt in my mind, that was a knockdown. That definitely was a knockdown. Martin Murray knocked down Sergio Martinez twice in this fight. He didn't get credit for the second knockdown. So I didn't add that to my score. But if I added that to my score, that's a 4-point. If the referee had counted it, I would have added it to my score. That would have been a 4-point win for Martin Murray. I don't see how anybody can have Sergio Martinez winning this fight. I'm sorry. I respect everybody's opinions, because I would like my opinion respected as well. So, if some people think Sergio Martinez won this fight, that's fine. Leave a comment and please explain to me why, as to why you think that. But I just can't see how you can have Sergio Martinez winning this fight. I can't even see this fight being a draw, honestly. I see Martin Murray won this fight and he got robbed. That's just my opinion. Martin Murray put on a hell of a fight. He hit him with the jab so many times. Straight rights. This dude's a basic fighter, but good fundamentals, and his defense is phenomenal. That peekaboo defense works. When he does it, it works great. Sergio Martinez, a lot of his shots, man, it was just hitting glove. It was blocked or it was partially blocked, so it didn't have the full effect. This guy blocked so many of Martinez's flurries, even when the crowd in his hometown was cheering him on. Them punches were being blocked. Them punches he was throwing, how he likes to pick his shots one at a time. Them shots was being blocked, man. And this guy definitely landed the harder, cleaner, more effective shots. No doubt in my mind, Martin Murray won this fight. I had him winning by 3 points. And again, if I counted the second knockdown, it would have been 4 points. Even if you give other rounds to Sergio, I still should see Martin Murray winning this fight by 1 point. The Englishman definitely defeated the Argentinian, but that's how boxing goes. In his hometown, I guess you had to knock him out to win. But I considered this fight a robbery. Sergio Martinez, man, a lot of injuries. He's getting older. Everybody don't have that clutch Bernard Hopkins gene. I don't know if he's getting older. It seems like he's fading. But then I could just be taking away credit from Martin Murray, who is a excellent fighter, especially his fundamentals. So you don't want to. I don't want to take either credit. I think it's a little bit of both. Sergio Martinez is fading. He's getting older. At the same time, credit where credit's due. Martin Murray gave him the business. He went in there. He had a good training camp. He applied the game plan, and he's a very good fighter. Very good fundamentals, and he won this fight. And he got robbed. So overall, we had a good weekend of boxing, and yeah, that's it, man. It's Slyways 100. I'm out.